Clock's at 0, so at 10 o'clock. So if you're ready, we'll call the February 6, 2017 meeting of the Limestone County Commission to order. Kelly, I think you have something on public comment, or do we have any other public comment?
No other public comment, just all our presentations today.
All righty. Kelly?
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As a general contractor in the state of Alabama, Martin and Kobe is a member of what called the Associated General Contractors of Alabama, which is and that is a membership of the Associated General Contractors of America. Well, every year the Associated General Contractors of Alabama put out this Build South Award for the contractors that reside in the state of Alabama. And when I took on the courthouse project, I knew this was going to be one of those type of projects that might be one to present and try to win this award. So when the project was finished and I started working on it last summer, getting everything ready to present for this award, we had to have it in by October of this year. So I put the presentation together, sent it to AGC, and we actually won the award for the
Outstanding.
construction management under $5 million for the state of Alabama. So I would like to present y'all with a trophy. Mark, you would come up.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Now this is presented to the actual contractor because we're members of the AGC, but we want to present you with a copy of the trophy to be displayed at the commission office.
Well, dang, get around here so you get it. You want it.
Robert, if you would come up. Everyone, this is Robert Littleton. He's with Goodwin Mills and Kaywood. They were the architects over the project, and we would like to present you with your trophy for your office. Since we worked hard together to get this project done.
Absolutely, we're very appreciative of the project and the award. Thank you. This is a magazine that Build South puts out, and it has a write-up in there about the award. That's the write-up about it and some of the photos in the magazine. That's y'all's copy to keep.
Well, thank you, Kelly.
Thanks,
you did a
Kelly.
great
Thank you.
job.
Thank you, Kelly.
Did a great job.
Kelly, I didn't think you'd ever make it, but you did.
Vertically challenged people with a mic. I think get up here hard. This is I consider this an honor too. As you know, Limestone County Water and Sewer Authority, the board members are appointed by the commission, and they're 6-year terms, but they're limited at 2 terms for 12 years. Now, I had the honor and privilege to serve for 6 years on that board with Mike Hardaway. Mike's done an outstanding job in his capacity as vice chairman for the last, Mike, 6 years as vice chairman. He winds up his 12 years service this month, and the commission wanted to do this recognition of outstanding service. Could you step up here with me for a second, old friend? Now, those that know Mike know he's not big on recognition and all that right there, but he's during the last 12 years, he's become a good friend, and I consider this an honor. You have a coin too, Michelle?
That's right.
Ian's got
In recognition of outstanding service, whereas the Limestone County Commission appointed Mike Hardaway to the Limestone County Water and Sewer Authority Board on June 7, 2005, and whereas through his dedication, Mike Hardaway has served the citizens of Limestone County for 12 years, and whereas Mike Hardaway has positively impacted Limestone County by his service to his community, and whereas the Limestone County Commission hereby finds its due fitting and proper to officially recognize Mike Hardaway for his commitment to the people of Limestone County. Therefore, be it resolved that the Limestone County Commission hereby recognizes and commends Mike Hardaway for his outstanding service on the Limestone County Water and Sewer Authority Board this 6th day of February 2017. Here's the official form of the Limestone County Commission. And on behalf of me and the commission, the people of Limestone County, thank you, Mike. I appreciate you, brother.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
I have a mic. And
No, this is, oh, is this my, oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Is that right there? Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yep.
In light of the courthouse, if I could have Liz and Miss Helen Carter step up here for a second, please. Now, during the course of this courthouse renovation, and keep in mind, when I got it, it was gutted completely out. So Kelly come to me in various times early on, and he said, hey, man, we're going to need, the architect and the designer, we need a choice on this. We need a choice on colors. What color? And I was like, well, I've got taste, but it's bad taste when it comes to that. So what I did was I asked Miss Liz Anderson, Miss Helen Carter, now Susan Todd, Deanna Hargrove, Miss Marinelle Clem couldn't be here this morning. And I asked them to come together as a committee and for them to pick out the colors and the shades and all that of the courthouse. So when you walk in, and we're going to have an open house, Judge Woodruff is helping organize that now, along with Liz and Michelle, but you'll be able to see how beautiful it is inside. And these ladies did a fantastic job, give their time and their effort. And on behalf, and I have one of these for each one of y'all, Michelle will make sure, but on behalf of the Limestone County Commission, we'd like to say thank y'all very much. And this is we have for each one of y'all. Could I get up here? Thank y'all. Thank you. You don't go to work. I need to see her. You keep that one. Now, once we got the colors done and all that, there was other things to be picked out. What about the trim? What about this shade of trim? What about this texture? What about the tile? What color tile you want? So during the course of this, I told Kelly, I said, man, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. And I, kind of stayed. And Liz has a degree as interior designer. And it's so hard to get all the ladies together. I said, well, just call Liz. So over the course of the next 18 months, it evolved from when Kelly would call me, I'd say, call Liz, until when I went through the courthouse, I'd say, what about this? He'd say, I don't talk to Liz, don't worry about it. Liz Anderson did an outstanding job. When you walk through and you look at the blinds, and when you look at the tile, and when you look at the overall, Liz is working with Judge Woodruff now, and on the artwork for inside that'll be placed inside, and it not only the inside of the courthouse, the exterior, the wash lighting, the grounds, and during the course of all of that, when I was bragging on her staff meeting one day, Rebecca Davis grabbed her up, so now she's been working on the archives and picking out, and all of this was done free of charge. It didn't cost people in Limestone County any. She give of herself, her time, and I can't tell you, Liz, how much I appreciate it. And she continues to do that today. As I said, Judge Woodruff just recently retired. We're looking at artwork. We've got some corporate sponsors. Liz is working with Judge on that, and it's going to be, it is great. It's a beautiful building. We won an award. Kelly did a great job, but we could not have done it. I could not have done it without you, Liz. So what we wanted to do was, in addition to that, this is an artist rendering of the courthouse drawing that was done, the best we can tell, how many years ago, Michelle? 40, 50 years ago.
several years ago.
And so we want to present that to you in a suitable framing, because I have less taste and less taste. Speaking obviously too, in matting and framework than I do the other. But thank you very much, Liz, for what you've done and what you continue to do for us. Thank you very much. All righty. With that knowing, Pam, could you call the roll, please, ma'am?
Commissioner Hill,
Here.
Commissioner Turner.
Here.
Commissioner Black.
Here.
Commissioner Harrison.
Here.
All present. Commissioner Black, could you lead us in our pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. All righty, the first item on the agenda, I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes from January 17 to February 1st, 2017. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I make the motion. I'll second.
I have the motion by Mr. Harrison. I have a second motion by Mr. Black. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. I appreciate your enthusiasm,
Well, I
Commissioner.
was getting a text, need Pepto at the house. So I got a sick one at the house. Not good.
I'll ask for a motion to approve claims in the amount of $2,514,076.57. Do I hear such motion?
I make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. I have a second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve the resolution to renew participation in the Association of County Commissions of Alabama Liability Self-Insurance Fund for the calendar years 2018 to 2020. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a second in unison by the gentleman to my left and right. Immediate left and right. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, under contracts, agreements, and grants, I'll ask for a motion to approve amendment to participate agreement between the Association of County Commissions, the Alabama Liability Self-Insurance Fund, and Limestone County Commission for the purposes of providing property insurance coverage in addition to liability insurance. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
A second by Mr. Black. Any discussion?
I will say we've worked, I serve on that liability board, and the liability fund we were able to capitalize the property insurance fund, so we didn't have to capitalize that fund to get started in the property insurance. And it's going to be a good program. We anticipate, especially in the second year, being able to give out rebates, a significant amount of rebates, just like the liability fund. So I think it's a good program.
Thank you, sir. If there's no more discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, approved change order number 2 for ALDOT TAP grant archives project. Fire hydrant was not included in the original aid to construction cost, which is required. This change order is amount of $1,405.40. Do I hear such motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve the agreement between Neil Schaefer Incorporated and Limestone County Commission for bridge inspection and engineering services on Easter Ferry Road Bridge over Elk River in the amount of $9,500. Pending approval of these provisions by the county attorney. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion?
This is for replacement, or portion is just for the inspection, and involves and includes the snooper crane for going in and going under the bridge and inspecting those bearings. There's at least 6 bearings that we know that we'll have to replace, maybe more, and so this is for that inspection and just to determine what has to be done.
I was wishful thinking that you'd get it fixed for $9,500.
Now, this is just the inspection portion.
Thank you, sir. If there's no more discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item under budget revisions, title line, the transfer of $46,100 from the budgetary fund balance over to the R&M building balance. Do I hear a motion to make such transfer?
I'll make the motion.
Have the motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I will call for the vote.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill, Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There are no emergency purchases to come before the board. Next item in board appointments. Without objection, I'll just do this in one motion. Approve the following board members for the Limestone County Water and Sewer Authority Board effective March 1st, 2017, with the terms ending March 1st, 2023. Reappoint Johnny Hatchett in District 1 and appoint Richard Robertson in District 4. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, I'll ask for a motion to reappoint the following members to the Industrial Development Board of Limestone County with terms ending May 17, 2023. Timmy Bowyer, Charles Durham, and Gideon Flanagan. Do I hear such motion?
I make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to appoint Gail Black to the Department of Human Resources Board to fill June Mapleston's vacancy for the remainder of the term, which expires October 1, 2021. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
A motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, under awarding of bids, I'll ask for a motion to approve proposal number 2603, 2604, and 2605. This is for body video cameras, print and tag mail notices, and printing security envelopes. Awarded to Taser and the other two to IMS Enterprises. Do I hear a motion to award such bids as presented to the commission?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion?
Well, in our work session, it didn't have H on there, and I thought, man, we got a great price for $403 for all those. I'm glad it says H on there. I thought, man, I don't know how we did it, but the sheriff and the chief pulled it off.
How many is that?
38, isn't it?
39?
Man.
Are these kind of an upgrade from the ones previously used? It's a good program.
With no other discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion passed unanimously. Pamela, do I need to do all three of these separate, or can I do this in one motion?
You can do them all in one motion if you prefer.
Without objection, I'll ask for a motion to promote Lance Royals to Chief Investigator at the Sheriff's Department, promote Johnny Morrell to Lieutenant Investigator at the Sheriff's Department, and employ Sam King as Nutrition Center Manager for the Council on Aging. Do I hear such motion?
I make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by either Mr. Black or Mr. Hill. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item under merit increases, I'll ask for a motion to grant the merit increases as submitted to the commission. You all have the printouts and people have it available. Now, here's such motion.
Oh, I'll make the motion.
Hill did.
Got Mr. Hill made the motion.
Second.
Mr. Black seconds. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Hill.
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. At that time, I'm sure everyone come here for. Everybody get to press. Please get your picture. Cameras out. Our engineers report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Have two things for you this morning. The first one, the much anticipated proposed subdivision regulations. I'd like to get those approved and move them from proposed to current.
So you're making a motion that you,
I can't
or
make
you
a
can't make
motion.
one, but you'd ask for me to,
I will be happy to make a motion.
well, go ahead and make it. Now you know why they show up to see you. Our engineer has requested that, I ask for a motion to approve the subdivision regulations as has been discussed and submitted to the commission. Do I hear such motion?
I make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion?
I can say this. This has been needed for a long, long time. I've only been in office for about 2 years. Going back and looking in certain subdivisions, the road's falling apart, the base failure's not there. This subdivision regulation right here is something that we need to ensure that down the road we don't have these problems again. So, thank you.
Just to touch on what Commissioner Black said, I look at this as a cost-saving measure. Maybe not today, but for the future. Replacing subdivision roads is not cheap. Ask any commissioner. And there more and more and more subdivisions are being built in Limestone County, not just over on the east side either. So this will eventually touch the entire county before it's done.
There's no more discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Second thing I have for you today, sir, is we received a request to vacate only along the northern portion of lots 38 and 39 of Caldera Ridge subdivision phase 2. It currently shows those as a 15-foot utility drainage and pedestrian easement. There's really not a need for it to be a pedestrian easement. It will continue to be utility and drainage. And the people that are have either purchased or looking to purchase these lots. I'm not sure exactly what, they do have them sold. I'm just not sure if they've finalized yet. But anyway, they requested that this this change be made. So I'd like to ask you guys to approve that.
With that being said, I'll ask for a motion to request to vacate the pedestrian access portion of the easement along the north boundary of lots 38 and 39 within the subdivision of Caldera Ridge Phase 2 on Neptune Lane, yet retain the 15-foot utility and drainage easement in District 2. Do I hear such motion?
I make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Black. Any discussion?
There are still pedestrian easements in there so this is just removing one. There's still 3 or 4 more places that the pedestrians can have access to that common area.
Okay. And I'm assuming there's no sidewalk or anything?
No, it's not a sidewalk. It's just more or less open ditch.
Okay.
If there's no more discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Yes, sir.
Before we go further, I just want to say, express my gratitude to all of you for your patience as we've gone through these subdivision making these changes, modifications and such. You guys have been really helpful. We appreciate your comments and all suggestions. Also, the folks that contacted us with concerns and questions about them, I want to thank them as well because they helped us refine them to a point where I think it's fair to both sides. So, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to Morrell Engineering,
Yes.
who done an outstanding job. Thank you, Taz. As he does. Other business, I'll ask for a motion to approve change order for bid number 2581 for the data infrastructure and audio wiring system in the courthouse, an amount for $380. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to approve the following change orders. Phase 3 of the courthouse renovation, the amount of $36,112.31. This would be number 5, the reworking of the existing electrical work for the existing chiller. Number 6, for reworking electrical items due to the structural repairs to the attic floor and the third floor walls, an amount of $4,420. Change order number 20, the added lighting above the vanity seats in the public restrooms for $11,021. Change order 21 for the installation of the new 15 kVA step-up transformer for the domestic water booster pump in the amount of $4,000. And change order 22 for the installation of new lighting in courtroom 205, third floor circuit courtroom in the amount of $14,256. Do I hear such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Have a motion by Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black?
Aye.
Commissioner Turner?
Aye.
Commissioner Hill?
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison?
Motion carries unanimously. There's no scheduled public hearings coming up for the commission. This time we'll move to report of officers. Commissioner Hill.
Yes, we have continued base failures in roads, potholes. Please notify us. Also, we're weather. EMA is predicting bad weather, so everybody be weather alert the next 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Turner.
Hopefully, catch a few pretty days this week. We'll be able to get some asphalt back over the drainage repair we made on Nick Davis Road. If we get that covered, we'll probably be doing the same thing a little further out, about a quarter of a mile east of Hall Road on Nick Davis Road. We're waiting on a water line to be relocated there, and as soon as that water line gets relocated, we'll make another repair to some more drainage. And this is all in front of a trip project that'll have Nick Davis resurfaced from Mooresville back to the city of Athens, which we don't know exactly when that's going to be done. But then the volunteer fire department, the second station that they're building, is well underway out on Capshaw Road, so that's good news for the district and the area.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Black.
We've picked up the new trucks. All the 4 districts they're going to pick them up this afternoon. We're taking advantage of it because we've got about a 3-week period where we'll have 4 trucks instead of just 2 trucks. So we're doing a lot of hauling for the next week or 2 to take advantage of this opportunity. We'll be selling the other trucks and auction the first week in March with J.M. Wood. Also, I'm in the process of hiring a new person to do garbage pickup. We'll start doing that full speed first week in March. Lots of trash on sides of the road, but we hope to get it all picked up before we start cutting. That's our goal. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Harrison.
I want to thank, first of all, Mike Hardaway for serving 12 years on that water board. We make a lot of appointments to these boards and entities, and most time it's a thankless job. But I want to thank you for serving the 12 years, and I'm sure and the people of Lester right now with that project that's going through on Lester, they really do thank you. Thank you for your service. We've got a project, and I appreciate the Water Authority working with us. We had a situation on Craig's Chapel Road with that Lester project, and we happened upon a tile as such as very common that it's a rotted out corrugated metal pipe, and they stuck a concrete end on it, and it needed to be replaced. So the Water Authority was willing to modify the way they would normally put that in and to allow us to replace that tile, and hopefully it will. We were planning on getting it done to finishing up today, but with the rains in, it'll probably be a couple of more days. So that road will be restricted to 1 lane for a portion of it for probably another couple of days. That's all I have.
Thank you. I appreciate everyone coming today, and I do want to thank our county attorney, Mark Macklin, for his work on the county subdivision regulations. I know you put in a lot of hours, Mark, and I appreciate it. I know the commission appreciates it, and I know Brian does. I do feel compelled to talk maybe a little public service thing about the hazards of running. As you know, our esteemed county engineer is an avid runner. He runs 5Ks, runs 10Ks, and our county attorney is an avid runner to the point that he actually went out to the Grand Canyon and ran rim to rim, and then this last Saturday's a week ago ran and completed 50K, which is 30 miles on Montesano Mountain up around like that. And the reason I say you hear so much about being good, but if you will please notice our esteemed county attorney and engineer, our attorney is wearing a shoulder brace that he obtained when he inadvertently in Chattanooga stepped off a thing while running. And our county engineer has been hobbled with a boot where he broke his foot while running. So as much as I know it's good for the cardiovascular and helping, apparently it's good for the orthopedics too. So sorry guys, I had to.
I hurt my thumb running this morning.
From what?
To the refrigerator.
And anybody here in the audience or might be watching this live stream or look it up, I can promise you Mr. Macklin and Mr. Moss will make me pay for those remarks. With that, we'll recess until 10 a.m. on Wednesday, February 15, 2017, at the Washington Street Courthouse Annex at 310 West Washington Street, Athens, Alabama. Thank y'all.
Thank you.